Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make the super cool Scindo bracelet, and I designed this I think a week or more ago. I posted it on Instagram and I asked if it was original and if anyone would want a tutorial, and a couple people said that they did. So I'm hoping that this will be a nice tutorial for you. So I'm not going to bring up my Instagram, I'm just going to have it in the description box below. But this is what the design looks like. I made this on 7 pins, but with the center chain you can do a transfer and just do it on 4 pins, if that's easier for you. Just whatever you prefer. But I am going to show you on 7 pins today, so you're going to want to have it aligned like this. Start with your ears pointing away from you. You're also going to want a hook. I'm using my rainbow loom hook here. You're going to want a C-clip and some bands. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. So first thing that we're going to do is lay the border here, which I use glacier green bands for. Today I am using fuchsia opaque. You're going to start on the center peg and go down to the left and down to the right. Then just go up into the outside, trace that border. And then you're just going to go straight up until you reach the third to last peg on this side. And you will want 2 looms long if you want a full wrap. I'm just going to do a short section here. Okay, so once you're at the third to last peg here, what you're going to go ahead and do is go up and into the center twice, just kind of how we started. Go up and into the center, then you're going to go down 1, same here, go up and into the center twice, and then down 1. So you're going to want to mirror this side pretty much. Okay, so once you have finished that, go ahead and come back to the beginning. Next thing that we're going to do is apply these single chain white bands here, and this is the back side. They're these single chain white bands here in the middle, and for that I am using black. So you're going to start on this 3rd peg and then this 5th peg here, and you're just going to make a single chain all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. Okay, so once you have reached the end of your loom, it should look something like this. We're going to go ahead and come back to the beginning, and next thing that we're going to be doing is placing the mother of pearl bands that are in here, and they're a little bit harder to see on the back side, but they are right here in the center. And for that I will be using neon blue today, so kind of a weird color combination, but we'll see if it works. We're going to start on the 2nd peg up on the 3rd pin, and go up into the center, and then on the 5th pin, 2nd peg up, go into the center again. So just create an arrow. You can also just completely do one side and then do the other side if you like. If you are doing a transfer, obviously you will only do 1/2 at a time. Okay, so once you have finished this, you're going to go ahead and come back to the beginning. You're going to end here and come back to the beginning. And the next thing that we're going to be doing is placing some more mother of pearl bands, which are here on the outside. It's kind of hard to see because there's a glare on from the sunlight, I guess, on here. But it is this mother of pearl bands on the outside. And on this side, it's a little bit easier to see. They're just right here. So I'm going to be using my neon blue again because that's my mother of pearl bands. That's what I'm substituting for them. So you're going to start right here on the first pin. You're going to go out, up, and then in. Same on the other side. Go out, up, and then in. So you're kind of creating a, if you were to put a starburst here in the center, you would kind of have partial starburst, I guess. I don't know. It would just be like the border for it. And you're going to continue that again. So starting here now, you're going to go out, up, and in. Again, out, up, and in. Same thing on the other side, just mirror it. Oops. Hate when bands get stuck in between the pegs because it's like so hard to get them out. Alright. Okay, so once you have reached this point here, you're going to end right here. We're not going to overlap the border, but you are going to come back to the beginning, and we're going to do a couple more steps. So the next step that we're going to do is these white bands that are here on the outside, and then the white bands that are also in here on the inside. So for the white bands, just like I used them here, I'm going to be using black again. So you're going to start right here on the center of this little starburst type thing, and you're just going to make a zigzag. So going in and then back out, and you could also count it as a triangle. We're not going to do any more zigzags because you already have one here. We're going to go up to this center peg, do the same thing, just place that little triangle shape in there, go up to the next one, and do that. And just do this all the way down. Then it's the same thing on the other side. You're just making that zigzag shape. And once you have placed all of those zigzags, what you're going to go ahead and do is take another black band for each section, and you're just going to make a cap band. You could also use limited edition bands for this in a different color if you like. I'm just going to use black because I don't have any limited edition bands. So it's just a simple cap band, and you're going to do this on all of the triangles, just the triangles, not every peg on this side. hard to twist on this side. Okay, so once you have placed all of your cap bands and all of those bands, we're going to come back to the beginning. We have one last layer to place. Whoops, I almost knocked this over. And, well, actually we have two more layers to place, sorry. Our next layer to place is going to be this Carnival Mint color here that is the dual layer. And I'm going to be using Ocean Blue for this. So what you're going to do is start right here on this peg, and you're just going to go up into the center, and just continue this all the way down the loom. So it's a very simple step. You're just laying this band on top of everything. Whoops. Okay, so once you have placed all those bands, you're going to end here. We're not going to overlap the border. And come back to the beginning. We have one very last layer to place, which is going to be this center chain of glacier green bands. And I'm going to be using fuchsia again. So, very simple. You're just going to create a single chain up the center. And this is how you will transfer your bands if you are doing a transfer bracelet here. Okay, so once you get to the end, what you're going to go ahead and do is just vroom vroom, lots of cars. You're just going to go ahead and cap that off right there, and then go ahead and turn the loom around so that the arrows are pointing towards you. And we're going to go ahead and start looping. So first thing that we're going to start looping is this center chain that we just placed. So go underneath the cap band and grab the fuchsia band and pull that forward all the way down. This first step is very simple. Okay, once you loop all of that down, go ahead and come back to the beginning. And we're now going to loop out some of this stuff down here. So you're going to go ahead and grab this neon blue band. It should be on the top. You're going to pull that out. Same here. And then we are going to pull out these two border bands as well, whoops, to themselves. This is really unstable. I need to find a better camera stand or whatever, but anyway. Now from here on out, you're just going to be looping these neon blue bands out to themselves. There should only be two bands in there, so not too difficult. Just make sure you grab the top one. Okay, so once you have finished placing all of those, you're going to come, looping those, you're going to go ahead and come back to the beginning. And now what we're going to be doing is looping these black single chains. Now, these ocean blue bands they haven't been looped yet, so it is going to be a little bit of a different looping process for these. But we are going to loop the black single chains, which are underneath of those, so just be aware of that. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just the way that I chose to loop it. So you're just going to grab this black band here and loop that up onto itself. Going to go all the way to the bottom, grab the next black band and loop that up, and just loop it as you would a normal single chain. So there's nothing too special about this except for the fact that you are leaving those ocean blue bands unlooped for the time being, but we will loop them shortly. So go ahead and come back once you finish that one side and do the other side. Okay, so make sure that you are looping those all the way up to the top, and come back, and now we're going to be looping these ocean blue bands. So this can be a little bit difficult to grab, but you're just going to try and push those bands out of the way here. You're going to grab this ocean blue band, and you're going to pull that just simply to itself. And it is not going to make a teardrop shape like most of them will. It's going to look a little bit weird here because it's already being pulled by the black single chains, but don't worry about it. That's how it's supposed to be. You're just going to loop that over. Loop that over. Pretty much all you have to do is push back this top neon blue band here and grab the next band and pull it over. Going to do the same thing on the other side. It's a little bit harder for me to loop on this side for whatever reason, I'm not sure. Sometimes I just have to grab this neon blue band and push it back. Okay, so once you are down to this point, you're going to go ahead and come back to the beginning. And you might want to push these bands down just a little bit, just the ocean blue bands, so that you have room to loop other bands. But once you are finished that, you're going to go ahead and start to loop these black bands here. So to loop these, you'll just go underneath the cap band out here, grab the top band, pull that down to itself, grab the other band, pull that up to itself, and go down here, pull that down to itself, and this up to itself, down to itself, and up to itself. And continue doing this all the way down. Just make sure you are grabbing from the cap band. Once you finish the first side, or the left side, or the right side, whichever side you loop first, you're going to go ahead and do the other side. Oops. Just be careful of that. Your cap bands will pop off. You just have to either hold them down or redo it. And once you have looped all of those down, you're going to go ahead and come back to the beginning again. And we're going to go ahead and loop these neon blue bands, but first what we have to do, because there's no cap band, we have to pull the two fuchsia bands here on the border out. Again, here on the border, out. So now you have a band here. You're going to go ahead and grab this neon blue band and pull it into itself, and this one, and pull it up to itself, and this one, and pull it out to itself. Oops. Try to untwist those. And then from here, pull it in, all the way to the bottom, pull it up, all the way to the bottom, pull it out, and continue this all the way up your loom. Just push back all those bands, make sure you are grabbing the very bottom one. And you're finished by looping out to here. As you go back down, you may want to push down these bands here. and continue on the other side. Again, push those bands down. And now we're going to be doing a sequence of border looping here. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to grab this fuchsia band here that's on the bottom, pull that up to itself. Now if you're at a point where there is a cap band, you're going to go ahead and lift this cap band up and over that peg, and then you will loop this band forward again. If you are at a point where your zigzag band is right here, you're just going to ignore that and pull this band forward. But once you're at the cap band peg, you're going to pull that over, then forward, forward, over, forward, forward, over. So you will want to pull this cap band over before you loop the bottom band on this peg, otherwise it won't actually get looped over. It'll just look like it until you pull it off of the loom, and then it will slide back underneath. Once you get up to the top, you're just going to pull those bands up and into themselves. A little bit off camera there. And pull that down into the center here. Then come back to the beginning, do the same thing, so pull this band forward, and cap band over, forward, forward, over. And same thing. Again, completely ignoring those neon blue bands. You don't want to pull them over, just the black cap bands. Then once you get to the end, just pull those bands up into themselves. And then this last one down into the center. And to pull this off, what I like to do is take off these two top pegs, just so that the bands don't get caught there. Then I like to take off the two borders, so that I don't have as much to work with. And these cap bands down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull these borders off, just so that the bands don't get snagged or broken. Once you have pulled all of those off, you're going to go ahead and take a extension band, or an extension band. I'm using fuchsia for mine, and you're going to pull it through all of those, and then just go ahead and pull this off. It's a bit difficult to kind of pull off, but you're just going to have to be careful not to let this extension band go. Okay, so once you have pulled that completely off, it's going to look something like this, and you're obviously going to have to straighten out whatever bands. I will do that off camera after the tutorial, but this is the back side. You can also adjust these bands that seem a little bit loose, but that is what it looks like. So that is going to do it for this tutorial. So thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have my Instagram name in the description box below. If you want to check that out, I always post designs there before I post them here, so if you want to check that out beforehand, go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, that is all I'm going to have for this video, and I hope to see you next time.